If you want a really strong cost per result, if you want really good purchases, if you want your bottom line to be great, you're going to have a very complex funnel, and you're going to have to take these things into consideration, like how well people are engaging with your content, how often people are clicking through your content, how you're retargeting those people. Welcome back to The Marketing Solution. My name is Shelby Paige, and this week we're going to be talking about the relationship between the data points in the back end of Facebook Ads Manager. So, like I talked about last time, there's a difference between a front-end ad and a back-end ad. The back-end ad lives in business settings, on business.facebook.com. You're going to go into your ads manager, you're going to launch an ad there. When you launch an ad, you're going to have a bunch of data points, a bunch of different things that you can optimize on your dashboard, and you're going to make decisions to optimize based on those data points. So today I'm going to explain some main data points for you and what they mean, so the relationship between one another. First and foremost, the bottom line is going to be your
return on investment.
Your return on investment is going to be your cost per result, right? Whether that be purchases or brand awareness or engagement, whatever your objective is, your KPI, your cost per result in relation to the amount of money spent. So for example, if you are trying to garner a purchase and you get 3 purchases and you spent $150, you're going to be $150 divided by 3, your cost per result is going to be $50. $50 per purchase. That's your cost per purchase. That's also your cost per result. If you are looking for engagement, you spent $10 and you got all of these engagements for 3 cents a piece. 3 cents a piece is going to be your cost per result based on how many engagements you got. I don't want to do that math, but you get what I'm saying. So when you're looking at cost per result, you're always going to find the amount of results divided by the cost. Makes sense? Easy peasy, we're gonna move on. That's your bottom line. Then you're gonna want to look at how your audience is relating to these statistics, right? So you're gonna wanna look at engagement, you're gonna wanna look at frequency, you're gonna wanna look at CPMs, and then your click-through rate. Your click-through rate is your CTA, your call to action.
That's the call to action right there.
Your click-through rate is going to be how many people out of the thousands of people that saw your ad, saw what you were pushing out to them, how many people actually had enough interest to click the button, click your call to action, and go to your website, go to your Instagram page, go ahead and follow you. Whatever that objective is, your click-through rate is going to tell you how many people out of 1,000, out of your CPMs, your cost per milli, actually are interested enough to click through to take that next action in your funnel. Click-through rate and your cost per result are going to be very good indicators of whether or not people are actually buying your thing and whether or not they actually like your ads. If your click-through rate is bad, that means that your targeting is off or your ad creative is unengaging. It's not interesting, people don't like it. You can actually see click-through rate on every step of the structure. So your campaign level, that's gonna be your objective, and whether or not you budget, it's gonna be right on your CBO. Then it's going to be your ad set. On the ad set level, you choose targeting. And then in your ads, you're choosing creative. So you can see your click-through rate for your entire ad set, and then you can see your click-through rate on your ads. If your ad set has a good click-through rate, but you go into your ads and you see that one of your ads has like 0.05% click-through rate, nobody likes that ad. That's the answer. You can turn off the ad. Or if your ads are doing just fine, but the ad set level click-through rate is kind of garbage, your targeting is off. These are how these data points relate to one another. Other things that I need to define: CPM, cost per milli. That is how much Facebook is charging you to get in front of 1,000 people. CPMs for brand awareness are going to be a lot cheaper from Facebook's end than CPMs for purchases. Your CPM for a purchase is going to be pretty expensive because Facebook needs to scour the internet for people who have strong purchase behavior and stronger targeting. If you're just trying to get your ad in front of people, you can get CPMs for $3. You can get CPMs for less than $10. You can reach 1,000 people for very cheap. But if you're looking to get people that are hyper specific, if your targeting is very specific, if you're looking for people with specific job descriptions or specific interests, or they're part of a certain zip code, they're looking for people with higher incomes, your CPM is going to be a lot higher because Facebook has a smaller pool of audience to work with. Another thing that factors into CPM is going to be how well your ads are resonating. If your ads are doing poorly, the CPM is going to rise because Facebook doesn't want people to have a bad experience on Facebook. And if you are providing a bad experience and you're paying for it, you're going to pay more for it. That's the way that the Facebook algorithm works. So CPM is a mixture between how intense your targeting is, how important your objective is, and how good your ads are. Another thing that I was talking about, CPMs, CTR, click-through rate.
You got this.
Frequency. Frequency is an important factor when it comes to ad fatigue. If someone is tired of seeing the same thing over and over, they're gonna let you know. And your frequency is gonna let you know that your audience is becoming depreciated. If you have a frequency of 6 in your top of funnel layer, your targeting needs to go broader, right? People are seeing your ad 6 times on average. One person is seeing the exact same ad 6 times on average. That's a lot of times for people to see the same ad.
Make it stop!
Think about you and your behavior when you're scrolling on social media. If you're seeing the same ad over and over again, it becomes less effective and annoying. So your frequency is a good indicator of ad fatigue, of audience depletion, right? If your audience is unhappy with how often they get to see something. And it's a good indicator of brand approval. If you have a frequency of, above 6. Some people like to say that frequency is important, but honestly, frequency, touch points for your brand are important. Multiple touch points for your brand need to be between 6 and 8, but if they're seeing the exact same ad over and over, they're gonna get bothered with you. So frequency is a very good indicator of ad fatigue. CPMs is a very good indicator of targeting and how well people enjoy your ads. CTR is how many people are actually going to interact with your ad and follow through into your funnel. And your bottom line is your cost per result based on amount spent. So when you're looking at optimizing your ad account, you're gonna really want to take into consideration the factors that are most important to you. Is it important for you to keep a really high brand approval? Is it important for you to target hyper-specific people? If it's super important that you only target people like real estate agents, or you only target people like the top 1% of zip codes, you're gonna have high CPMs, and that's okay, because you want to reach these people and you're willing to pay for it. If you want a really strong cost per result, if you want really good purchases, if you want your bottom line to be great, you're gonna have to have a very complex funnel, and you're gonna have to take these things into consideration, like how well people are engaging with your content, how often people are clicking through your content, how you're retargeting those people. And if all of these things are a little confusing for you, you can go into more specific detail of these relationships when we go into a webinar, so I can kind of show you on the back end what these things look like and their relationship. I really think a visual cue will be a little bit better for this. But if you're looking at just a surface level, how to gauge health and how to optimize, you're going to want to look at your bottom line, your amount spent divided by your cost per result. You're going to want to look at how much Facebook's charging you for those things, CPMs, how often people are looking through and clicking through to the rest of your funnel, CTR, the ad fatigue, both on the ad creative level and the ad set level where you target people, that's going to be your frequency. And then, of course, there are other things that show you health, like how many clicks you have, how many purchases you have, how much money you've actually spent, and then your actual funnel structure, right? If you're top of funnel, it doesn't really matter if people are purchasing because they're just getting to know your brand for the first time. But then your frequency should be really, really low because you're trying to saturate your market. If you're middle of funnel, they can have a 2 to 4x frequency. They're seeing your ad more often, but it'll encourage them to purchase because you're retargeting people. And if you're in the loyalty layer, what frequency even matter? Like, they know you, they like you. You're offering them a discount code to keep shopping with you. I mean, your CPMs will be really high because your audience is going to be really small, but it's your loyalty layer. So every single step of the funnel is going to have a different relationship with all of these statistics. They're going to matter in different steps of the funnel, and we're going to go into more detail on that. But overall, those are going to be some of the data points you're going to want to look for the overall health of your account. I hope that was insightful. It gets way more complicated from here, folks. Make sure to tune in whenever you see me having a webinar so I can show you a little visual element for it. And that's it on the beginning, surface level of ad account health and how to optimize your account. I hope this helps you choose KPIs. And we're out.